My wife said, "Obey me or no intimacy." So I laughed and told her to keep it forever. It wasn't the words themselves, it was the fact that she genuinely believed this would work, that I would break, beg, or scramble to prove myself worthy of affection. That was the moment everything clicked. This wasn't a heated argument. This was a pattern, a cycle of control disguised as normal marital conflict. I laughed. A genuine, amused laugh. The kind you let out when something is so absurd it barely feels real. "What's so funny?" she snapped. I leaned back, meeting her gaze. "Perfect. Keep it forever." Silence. She blinked, waiting for me to take it back. But I wasn't angry. I wasn't even hurt. I was just done. I stood up, grabbed my phone, and walked out. No yelling, no drama, just a quiet departure. For the first time in our relationship, I didn't feel the need to explain myself. I moved to the guest room without a word. She didn't follow me. She must have assumed I'd come back in an hour, apologize, and smooth things over. But she had nothing I wanted anymore. The next morning, I woke up feeling lighter than I had in years. When I walked into the kitchen, she was already there, arms folded, expectant. "So are you done acting childish?" she asked. I poured coffee, let her words hang in the air, then smiled. "Yeah, actually I am." Her eyes narrowed. She was waiting for the argument, the plea, the negotiation. None came. I finished my coffee and walked away. That was the first crack in her confidence. For years, every fight followed the same script. She'd push, I'd resist, she'd escalate, and I'd eventually cave. But this time, I gave her nothing. No reaction, no anger, no desperate attempts to fix things. I simply stopped engaging. I left the house without explaining where I was going. I only spoke when necessary, short, neutral, emotionless, and she hated it. At first, she pretended not to care, rolling her eyes when I walked past. But after a couple days, the act cracked. "So this is how it's going to be now?" she asked. "This whole ignoring me thing?" I didn't look up from my phone. "I'm not ignoring you." "Oh, really?" "Because it sure feels like it." I shrugged. "I'm just done wasting energy on useless conversations." "So, because you didn't get your way, now you're throwing a tantrum?" I laughed. "A tantrum? I'm the calmest I've ever been." She wasn't used to this. She was used to me trying to fix things, taking responsibility for problems she created. But now, she had nothing. I started hitting the gym, dressing better, going out, reconnecting with friends I'd lost touch with. I started living again, saying yes to invites I would have declined before. The more I focused on myself, the less space she took up in my head, and that's when she really started to panic. One night in the kitchen, she leaned against the counter, her voice laced with desperation. "We don't have to keep this up. Things don't have to be like this between us." I didn't answer. She shifted closer. "I miss you." That was new. I turned my head slightly. "Miss me?" I repeated, as if the concept was foreign. The same woman who once held intimacy over my head like a bargaining chip was now trying to give it away for free. I let her touch linger for a second, then gently pulled away and walked out. That was the moment she realized she had lost. A few days later, she was sitting at the table when I came home, waiting. "Can we talk?" she asked. I sighed, but sat down. "Go ahead. I don't know what's happening between us," she said, voice shaky. "I don't want to fight anymore." I tilted my head. "This isn't a fight. It's just reality catching up to you." Her eyes flickered with panic. "We can fix things." "Stop," I said calmly. She flinched, not because I'd raised my voice, but because I wasn't playing into her script. "You want the truth?" She nodded, clinging to the last chance to turn this around. "I don't want this anymore." Silence. "I don't hate you. I don't even care enough to be angry. But I see you for what you are now, and I'm done pretending this marriage is anything more than a cage." "So, that's it?" she whispered. "You're just giving up?" I shook my head. "No, I'm finally choosing myself." Then I grabbed my phone and dialed. When she heard me say, "I'd like to schedule a consultation for a divorce attorney," she finally broke. But by then, it wasn't my problem anymore. I was free, and that was all that ever mattered.